All right, guys, and joining us right now from his home where the Hub City Spartanburgers are right now, it's Texas Rangers outfield prospect Keith Jones the second. What do you go by, Keith? You just go by Keith? Is that what people call you?
Keith,
KJ.
KJ2, Deuce, KJ. It's
Deuce.
all over the place.
I like Deuce. I like
But
Deuce.
yeah, no, I get the ringer. I get junior every once in a while. I get the second. I get it all. Especially once people start to meet my dad, so it makes it a little easy for them.
All right, Deuce, let's do it. What? So yeah, I mean, you guys, it's kind of a unique season for you. I mean, it's your first full professional season, but as you know, for Hub City, it's their first season in existence. What's it been like? What's the atmosphere been like at games so far in the infancy of this franchise?
The atmosphere has been amazing. It's been crazy. I mean, on our off nights, we're still getting about 4,000 fans. So that's been super cool to experience and see. The weekends, I mean, we hit Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, and even Sundays. It's full capacity. The berm is filled up.
Really?
The fans are pretty rowdy. It's they're all engaged. They're always cheering. They got they got a little train choo choo celebration going on. You get the kids are in love with since we got Casey on the team, they're in love with the Let Casey Cook. So there's a lot of burger stuff going on, but man, it's amazing. It's been a fun atmosphere to play in. With the stadium and how the fans are on top of you, it's small capacity, but it does almost feel like you're in you're getting ready and prepared for a big league game. Just the way they're on top of you, the way you can hear them. I mean, they're screaming. Granted, it's not 50,000. It's gonna,
Right.
bump up a whole lot one day, but it is a really good environment. They're baseball fans. I think they've been missing baseball, and they've embraced us a lot.
So it's Fifth Third Park. They call it the fraction, which I think is pretty cool. Well, what is the one thing I heard is that it's hard for right-handed hitters to hit the ball out, but lefty hitters. I'm not saying it's a piece of cake because you can tell me that for sure, but it seems like it's a little more friendly for lefties.
Yeah, it's definitely a little more friendly. It's a big ballpark. We got pretty close to Globe Life dimensions, so it makes it a little difficult for righties, and then you get the wind kind of blows in a little bit from left from time to time, but then you get the jet stream going to right. So I'll take that anytime I can get it.
Well, absolutely. It's not your fault. So all right. So far this year, 260, 833 OPS. You're getting on base a lot. 424 OBP. You only played a handful of games at the end of last season, but did those games help get you at least a taste, get your feet wet for what you might expect this season?
Oh, absolutely. It was very beneficial, just those little handful of games. The failure I had in them, they actually made it a little, one, it made you a little motivated to get back into it next year, but two, it just, it showed me what that grind looks like, what it is to bounce back. You got to be right back at it the next day. That's the biggest jump from college to here, I would say, is just the fact that you're playing 6 games a week. And then it's not spaced out in between. You got a new routine. Your body doesn't feel perfect. And it's a whole lot more games being played. But yeah, they just got me prepared for what to expect, what to see. Started to understand, how staffs work on different teams, seeing how they all, pitch, what you're going to see week to week and how you adjust week to week to that basis. And it got me a little bit of an idea of just how I wanted to prepare for this year when I got to the off season.
All right. So you're 38 games in. How are you feeling? How is the grind so far?
It's a grind. I looked up and it's just like, to be that we're already 40 games into the season. I mean, I'm almost close to what I've played the last 2 years at New Mexico State. So it's just like that. And I'm not even halfway through yet. So
right.
That's the part that's new. Learning my routine in the training room, learning my routine on the field and playing what gets me prepared. I'm gonna give myself the time to do that. We've had a little success this year with it. But yeah, it's just been a big thing of trying to figure out how I get prepared each day, day in, day out.
Gotcha. No center field for you, but left and right. do you like one more than the other? You've played a lot more in right. Is that where you like to be?
I think I'm definitely a little more comfortable in right now, just because we've been playing it a whole lot more. But the goal is to
Yeah.
get me as comfortable as possible to where I'm able to be everywhere. That's my goal as well. Be an asset out there in whichever way I can.
Mhm.
So you're gonna see me all over the place, bouncing back and forth between the two. But yeah,
Gotcha.
that's the goal.
Okay. And then, so you've shown some power, you've shown some speed. You stole home, did you not?
I did.
That's pretty good. That's pretty dang good. So give us your own scouting report on you.
Ooh, ooh. I'm gonna say. I would say baseball player. I would say he's gonna play. He's gonna play the game. He's gonna decide. You know, there's gonna be times. I mean, I can go off how they're pitching me today. It's just like when what the moment calls for, he's gonna try and get it done and do it. It's you can attack me every which way, but if you come over that hard to plate, that he can do some damage to it. You want to execute on the pitching side. On the defensive side, I would say kind of the same thing. He's gonna execute the plays. Probably gotta get a little more aggressive on the defensive side. I would tell myself that, but yeah, it just is. I would say baseball player. He's gonna play the game. If you give him opportunities to make something happen, he's gonna make it happen.
Well, I like
That's
that.
value.
Yeah, I like that. So I don't know. You go into this season, with 7 games under your belt. Are you a kind of guy who likes to set goals where you want to be at the end of the year, or are you just getting by day?
No, I absolutely. This one was a weird one. It's like we said. Like I said earlier, the amount of games I play. I mean, I'm doubling, almost tripling the amount of games I've ever played. So
Yeah.
it's especially if you count spring training and being on the field. Like you've never played baseball consistently like this in your life, especially at this high level. So of course I set goals. Statistical goals. Uh, Always, just of where you would want to see yourself and to get to and what you're striving for. But mostly this year, I'm giving myself the grace just to understand what the process is.
Yeah.
It's the first year, so I don't know how my body's going to feel when I get to August. I don't know how it's going to feel when it
Yeah.
gets to
Sure.
July. I don't know where my head is going to be at when I get to July. I gotta, this game is hard.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's defeating. You're gonna have the best week of your life and be the best hitter in baseball one day, and then you're gonna turn around and come the next week and you're not even gonna know if you can touch a baseball. So I've been giving myself that grace to just understand what this grind looks like so I can keep learning and building going forward.
Yeah. The game will humble you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That is something that I learned very early on as a beat writer, is that saying, don't get too high, and because it's going to turn around and smack you in the face.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys are playing pretty good ball right now. First place. It seems like you guys have a knack for coming back and winning games. What's it like? Some college age kids, some guys you were drafted with last year. What's the chemistry like?
I think that's our biggest asset. It's a very big testament to all the people that we have in our locker room. We don't have anybody that feels they're above the team. We don't have anyone that is playing that game and just super focused on themselves and getting to the next level. I think each team knows that, or each person on our team knows rather, that if I'm my best and play my best and contribute all that I can do for the team, then that's only going to help me in the long run. And I think it's what you said. You have a lot of college guys in here. You have, 3 guys who came from big name schools. A couple of them got all the way. You got Dylan, who got all the way to the national championship, won that last year. You got Casey, who was at UNC. So you just have a lot of guys who have that experience of being on teams that have competed and went very far. And then it just helps that when you come along and everyone understands that and can mesh together and doesn't care about anything other than, okay, how do we compete and win? Because you could be focusing yourself doing bad and then you're losing and it makes it way worse. But if you're winning, you can't complain at all. You can figure out the struggle through that. So I think that's just the testament of our team and our locker room and where it's at. I mean, we have a bunch of good guys in there, and no one is above it. No one feels they're above it. Everyone just wants to compete, get after it, and win.
That is a winning mentality. That's what it is. I mean, you listen to successful teams and their players and what it takes. Do it the game asks you to do.
Absolutely.
Sacrifice for the guy next to you. Trust that he's going to get the job done. I mean, that's how you win. And so that's a testament also to the people the Rangers draft. They try to draft a bunch of solid guys who pull on the same end of the rope. And there's every time we have a guest on here like you, or we had Dylan on earlier, it's the same thing. Good people win. That's what Chris Young believes. And I don't know. I've seen it too. I've seen this Rangers
absolutely.
team. I've seen this Rangers team with some weird sons of bitches on the team. Over my years, there have been some strange guys on this team, and they haven't worked out. But this group of guys, from the big league side all the way to where you are and lower, it's the same mentality. So that's a testament to you. So anyway, our show. I do the baseball stuff, and I'm done with that, and then John gets into the fun stuff. So we're going to get to know a little bit about Keith Jones.
Yeah,
let's do it.
And let me tell you, and to echo off, just kind of piggyback off where Jeff went, and it's very obvious with you just talking to you here for the first few minutes and all of that. This team goes out. It's not, you've got to be talented for this team to look at you and draft you, period. That's just you see that up and down the league, but you've also got to have a certain attitude and stuff. And it makes it so easy to root for you guys. We have not met a guy yet that we're like, holy crap, what a piece of crap that dude is. You're rooting for you guys. I want to see Keith Jones, the second, Junior Deuce here. I want to see him busting down, people going, why is he not up here yet? He's at AAA hitting 500. That's what we want to see for all of you guys. Get to know you younger. We'll see you at spring training. When you get to that big league clubhouse and you guys get in there, we're ready to come in with a hug and say, dude, this is where we wanted to see you. But let's get to know you, Keith. That's what we really want to do. You're from Brentwood, California. You went to Heritage High School.
Yes.
Okay. Did you play any other sports, or were you just baseball?
Nah, just baseball. A little bit of basketball when I was younger. But when I got to high school, early on, I got the opportunity to just kind of compete. When I got to high school, it was just like, we had a really good, talented baseball crew at Heritage during that year. There's a bunch of guys who have came out of there. A couple of us now in professional baseball. And it was just a team that was competitive. And it was like, okay, freshman year when I started kind of, getting with the older guys, I was one of my closest friends. I walked in the weight room one time and he was just making fun of me. We still talk about it to this day because I was just this little 14-year-old kid who could not touch a weight. Yeah. But it was there. It was like, okay, maybe this is where my focus. And then as that season went on and then going into that summer, it was just like, okay, I actually really feel like I'm pretty good at this and I can do it for a long time. So let's focus on baseball.
Hey, you're doing it at a professional level, and that's amazing to do that. Now, you left
before we go on, no, hang on. So Brentwood, California. Brentwood, of course, became infamous because of O.J. Simpson, but that's a different Brentwood.
It's a different.
That was the first thing I thought of. You're like 7 hours away from that. Brentwood,
I'm
right?
7 hours away. Yeah, I'm up in the Bay Area, so I'm up in the Antioch area. I grew up in Oakland, and then we moved to Brentwood when I turned about around high school time is when I moved out to Brentwood.
Okay. Yeah. Now Oakland, man, that is a hell of a baseball town. You talk about guys that Oakland.
Oh yeah, my love for it comes from there, man. Being at Greenman Field, all of that, man. Growing up, the dudes I played with, man, it was them little league days. Being right on 66 Ave, right over there by the stadium, man. It used to just be. It was electric. It was fun. I loved it, man. But it's where my love started real early for baseball.
That's awesome.
Okay. Now out of high school. You look, the Rangers drafted you out of New Mexico State. You started out at Washington State, right?
Yep, correct.
Okay, so how long were you at Washington State?
For 2 years.
2 years, and then you go on to New Mexico State. Let me ask you this: was there any? I mean, so Washington State, you were being recruited pretty heavily then. Go to Washington State, I can't say heavily, but you were on some radars of some D1 schools. Anybody else that you considered, or anybody else that was trying to get you?
Yeah, I was looking. I had like UW was looking. A couple of the local schools like Santa Clara, USF. I can't remember who else I could be forgetting, but it was definitely leaning towards a couple of the other Pac-12 schools. I was still pitching at that time, so there was a couple of schools I was talking about for throwing still. But yeah, it was mostly UW and Washington State were on my mind heavily, just because offer package that they were telling me with my schooling and all of that, as well as just I was growing up. It was like kind of where my little frustration came with Cal, because I always wanted to go to Cal growing up, but never really talked to them. But I always knew I wanted to play in the Pac-12. So
yeah, you're a Pac-12 fan out there, Washington and Washington State both back then. You're absolutely doing that. So let me ask you this: what got you to New Mexico State? Another who has produced some talent. Let's be honest, it's come out of New Mexico State. What got you there?
Yeah, when it was a couple of rough years at Washington State. I felt it was best for me to get out of there and transfer. So when I had entered the portal, I was playing up in Portland with the Pickles for summer ball, and I started off. I was having a really good summer there. And I'm talking to a couple schools through the portal, not really deciding, here and there, hearing different things, talking to different coaches. But the hitting coach at New Mexico State was Brandon Van Horn at the time. Our first conversation, he called me immediately. First thing he told me, he was just like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, despite what you went through the last couple of years, you're a hitter. All the video I've seen, you can hit. You're a hitter, and you got a chance to do it. And you're gonna have success no matter where you go if you get the opportunity this year." And then from there, we just had a great conversation on what our foundations of hitting were. They aligned a lot as we talked more and more. We just realized that I liked the plan he had for me, the conversation we had, all of that. So it just was kind of just a no doubt in my brain that that's where I wanted to go, because I just wanted to be with him, and I wanted to be with somebody who actually fully believed in me and was going to give me the opportunity. So then we get to New Mexico State that first year, and then me and him, we had a bit of success. I struggled early on, but then we kind of figured it out, and then we had success going on through that junior year, and then I kind of just took off from there.
Yeah, your senior year. Fantastic from there. That was great. Now you're drafted, for those that don't know, you're drafted in the 9th round by the Texas Rangers out of New Mexico State. I still remember that, because you're trying to see who you guys are that they're drafting as we're following the draft. So let me ask you this. So, usually the top 15 picks in the draft will go somewhere, and they'll be wherever the draft is. And they kind of do it like the NFL, NBA, they'll do that. Guys like you, that you're not there wherever the draft is. How did you find out that you were drafted? Who called you? Were you watching it? What happened the day you were drafted?
So, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So, we knew I was going to get my name called, and we had a pretty strong feeling that I was going to be on day 2 talking to my agent and everything at the time. So me and my family, just to get away, we had junior year when we thought I was going to get the call. I was like out working out and everything, and was at home, and it just kind of didn't work out because everyone's panicking and trying to figure out what to do. And, we're not getting calls. You got a million people texting you. So we kind of, we went to Palm Desert, me and some close friends, some family friends, a lot of people closest to me, my parents, a couple aunt and uncles, and some little cousins. And we just left, went to the pool. I had my phone over just so I was with the kids trying to have fun. And, I got my little cousins running around distracting me. And I got my phone on Do Not Disturb, and just one person, just my agent's phone, just he has that ability to call me. He got the call that I'm jumping up out of the pool. He's like, "Hey, the Rangers, they want to take you here. Congratulations," all of that. So then my family was there. They pulled it up on the screen, saw the name pop up, and, kind of just celebrated right there at the pool. So it was super cool. We got to hang out the rest of the night, eat food, everything. So just being around a bunch of love and people that have been there since day one.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's so much fun. Jeff and I talk about it all the time. Jeff still has a chance. He's got a 12-year-old that's
That's right.
baseball. Maybe he'll have that kid one day that becomes a major leaguer. But when you guys make it, to me, it's like I tell people it's as close as I can get to a kid of mine making it to the big leagues. I'm so stoked for you guys. Jeff sees it. We're in that locker room giving you hugs. So we're pulling for you. That's fantastic. I love these stories. I love to hear how that happened. So now let's go to some more fun stuff. Favorite food. What's your favorite type of food?
Man, that's a tough one. I eat a lot.
All baseball players too. You guys put the calories away.
I'll try any and everything. I'm a foodie.
You're a foodie. Okay.
Man, yeah. Oh, man, I love to cook. I love to do it all. I got really into grilling this past off season.
Nice.
Grilling, and I was on the smoker a lot. If I was to go favorite, we're going type or just one thing? Like,
well, we're going to get to one thing later, but what type are you like? You like Italian food? You like Mexican food? You like?
Making it hard on me because I genuinely do like it all. But recently, I've been a big barbecue guy, so I'm gonna go barbecue just because, like I said, I got into grilling and smoking in the off season, so I'm gonna go barbecue. I don't think anything beats just being out in the sun and on the grill.
Now,
so
let me ask you this: are there some good barbecue joints there in Spartanburg?
We got a couple. People were telling me we gotta go a little more down south, so. Okay. I'm kind of going off the locals because some of the stuff I've had, I thought it was amazing and good. We got like the Smoking Pits. That's kind of the spot out here, but all the local people are telling me like, nah, you got to go down more and it's going to be a lot better. So we'll see. Hopefully we get to explore a little more eventually. Yeah. But I'm excited to see, especially as we get more towards summer. Maybe I'll get invited to somebody's house or something.
There you go. Okay.
No, there is Carolina barbecue, right? There's different.
That's what I hear. They got like that. What's the like Carolina sauce or something like that? I know they got something like one of the.
I think that sometimes they'll like cube it a little bit, but big with the pork. Carolina barbecue is big with pork and like vinegary stuff.
Nothing wrong with either of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Texas barbecue, but it's pretty good. And then there's Kansas City, of course. And then like in Tennessee, like they do just rubs, on their barbecue. I'm not down with that one as much.
I heard Tennessee with the rubs is really good. And then one of the team, Marcus Smith, he's from Kansas City. So he like lives or dies by it. So he was talking trash about when we get on the grill this summer because he was just like, I don't think you got what I got.
Yeah, no, he would know. He would know.
So it's very rare that you guys have to do this, or maybe a little more than we think, but there are times when you have to pick fast food. You got to grab something and hit a drive-through, do something. What's your favorite fast food? What's your go-to that you got to maybe back home or out here?
Oh, nah, I'm in the South. It's Cookout easily. That's the easy one. Cookout is the spot.
Cookout.
Cookout.
Is that a burger place? What is that?
It's got everything you could think of. This is where I get to have, we say, big back activities. I get to go out there and they're like, what do you want? I want a burger tray with corn dogs and quesadillas and peach cobbler shake. Like that is probably my go-to fast food spot. Now when I'm back home, gotta go In-N-Out, like, because I'm not there. I'm not at home. But In-N-Out is probably the In-N-Out and Cookout. Them are the two. Everything else I can do without. But if I can go get me a 4x4 animal style, or I can go get me a big double burger tray with a corn dog and a quesadilla and a shake, I'll be good.
There you go.
What is a 4x4?
That's an In-N-Out.
Oh,
I know, but what is it? What is it?
4 patties, 4 pieces of cheese.
Oh my. Keith, you like to eat, baby. I like it.
And that animal style, some of the greatest stuff ever.
I like animal style. I do like
Have you ever had a Whataburger? Now, that's the big Texas thing is Whataburger.
Patty melt fan. I had it at New Mexico. So, we had a couple of patty melt nights out there.
But In-N-Out still your favorite thing.
In-N-Out. I don't think anything will – I don't care what anyone says. Nothing touches In-N-Out. Some places might have a better burger. But I can go to In-N-Out with $15 and come out with all the food I need.
That's all you
That's all
need.
I
And change. That's
And
right.
change.
Right,
Bring
and
me back
change
some
with that.
change, damn it.
Okay, so now we go kind of to what you hinted at originally. If you're going to get a home cooked meal, either your mom or your grandma or somebody, it's your birthday, it's your big day, they're going to make you your favorite home cooked meal. What is it, and who cooks it?
Whew. Okay, I gotta give two with it. Both
Okay,
by
that's
my
fine.
mom. Both by my mom.
Okay.
Okay.
But she does her gumbo.
Oh,
Ooh.
man.
When we get to around New Year's Eve and all that, she'll because the crab is on sale, all that, so we'll do some gumbo. And then the other, I gotta go with my mom again. She started doing these braised short ribs a
baby.
couple of years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And she keeps telling. I tried to make them once. I couldn't do it, and I just gave up. It was good. Everyone said it was good. They liked it, but it was nothing on hers compared to mine. So she does these
Oh,
braised short ribs. Sometimes she'll do greens with it. Sometimes she'll do mac and cheese. But or sometimes she'll do like a dirty rice with it. So her braised short ribs, I go with those too.
Man.
I'll throw in, just because I know Dad is gonna listen later, so I'll throw in his Caesar salad too. He does a Firehouse Caesar. I'm getting close to him, but he still got the cake with that one.
So how often is your family able to see you? Because your dad was in the booth for one of your home runs this year.
He was.
So how often are they able to get out there?
Well, they're here this weekend, so.
Oh, nice.
So that's what people are finding out, kind of how crazy of a family we are. Especially with my dad. So no, yeah, my dad, he got off work and he got back out here Tuesday, so he's been here all week. I think my mom gets in either later tonight or in the morning, and they'll be here through about half the week next week, and my dad will be here the whole 2 weeks. So yeah, they're gonna follow me around forever. I don't.
They need to. I don't want to put any pressure on your mom, but she may need to go to the grocery store and get some ribs. I'm sure your ribs would appreciate
short
that.
ribs, ear ribs, whatever. Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Keith, what's your socials? What at Keith?
Yeah, it's Keith.Jones2 on Instagram, and then I want to say it's Keith_Jones_X2 on Twitter. Here, I can check that real quick.
All right. Well, we're going to get this out to the masses.
Yeah,
Keith_Jones_X2 on Twitter.
Yeah, I want to tag you when I get this out. It'll be out in the next hour or so, and I'll get you tagged and tag New Mexico State and stuff, just to let them see you do that. So the audio and video will be out. Okay, couple more, then we'll get you out of here. Spare time.
Oh, good.
If you're not playing baseball and it's your spare time, do you play golf? Do you hunt, fish? Do you like to go pick up basketball? What's your spare time? Video games. Some of them do that. What do you do in your spare time?
Fishing and bowling.
Bowling.
No.
Mookie Betts is a big bowler. What's your best game? What's the best score you ever had?
I got a perfect game under my belt.
Are you serious?
Yep, I bowled my first one last year. Yeah. So
did you get a
No
ring?
kidding.
No, I wasn't in league. It wasn't in league play. I do want to join a league again this year. I haven't been in the league since high school, but yeah, it was like I went with a couple of friends before the season last year. We were just hanging out, and I bowled my first one, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, what's it? Okay, how does that unfold? Like
It's like a perfect game in baseball.
When a pitcher's throwing a perfect game, nobody talks to him.
Oh,
you're there with your boys, and you've got a perfect game going.
So it was actually funny. So like we're in El Paso, and it was just a random night. Like everyone had been, they knew I had my bowling balls with me, and we hadn't went all off season yet. So they're kind of just like, nah, we need to see if you can actually bowl. And it was just a night we were trying to figure out something to do. So we drove all the way out there. We went to like 3 different bowling alleys because for some reason this one night everyone decided to bowl. So like we finally find the spot. We almost like got in trouble because we found the one on the Army base, and they were like, "What are you doing over here? You can't be here." So it was just a crazy night, and it took us like 2 hours to find a lane. So then we finally get there. The first game, it was rough. Like I had a bad first game, and not terrible, but just bad for what I feel. And they're like, "Oh, like you did all right, but you doing all right." So the second game, I'm starting off. And then we get to like the 5th frame, and I look up and I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." Like,
Okay.
keep going. But I can see a couple of my the 3 friends I was with, 2 of them are like already quiet. Like they're sitting down, I'm walking, and like after I bowled the 6th one, I came and like I'm like, hey, like you can still high five me. Like you still gotta high five me when you do it. Don't just, go quiet and don't even talk to me. So then I bowl the 7th one and I come back. And now we talk about the no field. One of my friends, he goes, so what, you think you're just gonna bowl a perfect game or something? Like he says it to me.
Oh no.
And my other friend like literally just hauls off and punches him. And he's just like, what are you like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why would you say that out loud? He's like, bro, I'm not gonna mess anything up. I Brooklyn, I don't know if y'all familiar with bowling, but I Brooklyn the next one. So that's when you like go across the lane and you bowl in the opposite pocket. So like
Okay.
I got scared when I bowled it, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't get it in my lane enough. And then in Brooklyn, and I came back, I was just like, whew. And he was just like, so you got some people, some of the bowling fanatics, they're gonna say it's not true 300 since I did that.
Oh.
But I Brooklyn it, and he comes back. He's like, see, nothing happened, all that. So then we finish up the game. That 10th one, they were like, I could just feel all the eyes on me and everything. I was just like, do not mess up. Because at that time, my dad, he bowled a lot growing up, and his best game was a 298. So I always heard about his 298, and I'd never touch it and all that. So I did it. I like sent my dad the video immediately. I'm calling him. I'm like, you said I'd never top it, but man, it was just a super cool moment. And I think it was just it was one of the coolest things I've done, and being with my friends about it. So
Oh
it
my
was just
God.
a day we'll always talk about and laugh about. Like we were just talking. I'm actually playing one of my best friends in Rome. He's here. We were like just talking about it the other day. So
Oh my God. You just answered the last question that I always ask to everybody, and he can't top that, Jeff. He can't.
I
top
don't think
that.
so. It'd be
But
hard.
We're gonna say it anyway, and then you're gonna get to say the answer of I've actually bowled a perfect game. I always ask this, and I'll just tell you some of the other guys' answers so that you kind of understand where we go with
Well,
this.
tell them what the question is.
Yeah, the question is always, hey, what is something that nobody knows about Keith Jones II? What is something nobody knows? Now you're CY, we've had CY on here, your general manager. He's a big true crime documentary guy. So when he gets any spare time, he likes to watch true crime documentaries. Blaine Krim, what was Blaine Krim's thing? He used
to hit when he was 5. He would walk around the house naked and
hit batting practice. Yeah, stuff like that. We've Dylan Dreiling was a couple weeks ago. What did he say? He was.
I don't recall.
I don't remember what his was.
It was pretty good though. I liked it.
Yeah, we've had.
Was it the rom-coms that they're watching rom-coms?
Yeah, he's a rom-com.
Yeah, him and Casey have been big on the rom-coms. We were making fun of them, man. We were like, what in the world? Like, they were rushing in rain delays to get back to the hotel.
Okay, it's going to be hard to top that, but I'm going to ask the question, what is something that nobody knows about Keith Jones II?
And we got the answer. But
I'm an avid bowler, and I've bowled a 300.
There you go.
That's
pretty awesome, man.
Now that we know that, anything else you can think of that might be kind of cool off the top of your head?
Oh, nothing like that. I guess maybe like I DJ'd when I was younger. I was like a little kid DJ.
All right. That's cool.
But I don't know if anything could touch that one. I like fishing. I'm trying to get into hunting soon since I got so many teammates and all that. Getting back into golf since every baseball player golfs. So
that's right.
Gotta get back into that. And that's where business is done anyway. So
I tell you, I feel so.
Well, nobody's gonna bowl with you now.
Yeah.
If there's any way to win money bowling, you just blew it.
I am deflated. I bowled a 220 one time and strutted around like nobody.
That's good though.
Yeah, and it's the best I've ever had. But
people don't realize the pros are still averaging between a 190 and a 210. It's just when they have a really good game, they're in the 270s, 280s, 290s, and even 300s. But like to do that, because like I don't think people understand how hard it is to do that consistently, and then especially at their level, like I can get into it, but like with the oil patterns and all of that,
right. Well, how do you bowl? Do you do the two hands or do you?
No, I'm one-handed.
Traditional.
But, I have a traditional 2 fingers, and I spin. Okay. I don't do 3 fingers, but just 2, and then.
Okay. Yeah, because I had to cover a.
Now, do you have a spare ball that's different from your?
Yep.
Oh, he's got
Yeah,
a.
we got so people were laughing because they always ask how I got into it. But just in Brentwood, in our town, our schools offered like a bowling class. So if you were a
Okay.
junior, well, I got into it my sophomore year, or no, I got into it my junior year. But usually it's your senior year they allow you to take this bowling class, and it's like in the morning, and it's like a little competition between all the schools and everything. But I got into it my junior year. And just me and all my friends out there,
Yeah.
we got the bowling alley. We all played baseball. We all weren't really into golf yet. Our dads were. So it was just like it became a thing. Like Friday nights, we went bowling. Like Friday, Saturday nights, if it was a random Tuesday and we all were hanging out, what y'all want to do? We went bowling. So it just we all got super into it. We used to have we had this competition at the end of each semester between the schools. So it was like we all played baseball, we all played a sport, and then we all bowled. So it just
What a
was like
great.
it
And
was
when you
like
get
you would go in there on Friday nights, it would be like all three high. Like if you were an adult or you were a young kid, you didn't want to be there because that's where all high schoolers were.
I'd imagine, and
Awesome.
that's going to be fantastic one day when you're married and you have kids and all of that. Because my family, it's a thing we still do, and my youngest is graduating high school tomorrow. But it's still a thing we do as a family. Every once in a while, we'll break out the let's all go bowling, and let's just go do it.
And congratulations on that. Getting them through high school is a big accomplishment.
Yeah, he's heading to UT, believe it or not.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's going to be fun. But I've got family out in New Mexico with real close buddy of mine. My uncle's like my best friend. He's only 6 years older than me. But we've gone out to Las Cruces and been out there. That's a beautiful area, and that's where New Mexico State is.
Yep.
But that's a real pretty area.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I loved it, man. It was amazing to me. I always tell people, they always ask, I was like, dude, I went from, I don't know if y'all familiar with Pullman, but I went from one Walmart and one Safeway to having three Walmarts, Sprouts,
big time.
a bunch of Safeways, and a bunch more restaurants. I had two restaurants I could. So to me, I was on cloud nine. So
yeah,
Pullman is remote. It is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is way down in a weird part of the state.
But yeah, I loved Cruces, man. It was beautiful. You got all the seasons. It was. I mean, just the atmosphere, the people. It's such a small, it's on a small scale, but it was a true college town feel. Pullman, I think you get a little caught up since it's a bigger school. It's still a small town. People ride for it, but it's more about football there. Always will be.
For sure.
But dude, just being in the amount of people, when we get out opening weekend, the amount of people would be there. When we were going good, the amount of people that would show up and support. It was super cool last year, just with it being my last and everything. I had a T-shirt selling, and when I looked up on the senior day, I got super emotional, seeing all this, the amount of people in my T-shirt. It just kind of just man, that's awesome. Amazing. And I knew most of the people. It wasn't it was just there were people I didn't know, but most of them I've had conversations with, or at least they've sent me a good look, some sort of that. So it was, and then the amount of people in love I received when I went back, I got to go back in the off season, and just the amount of people who text me, tell me they're proud of me and they're always following me, man. It's amazing. So I love it.
Fantastic. Jeff, anything else before we get him out of here?
No, thank you for your time, man. And it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Man, I can't make you understand. We understand how your schedules are. You're a pro baseball player. You have that regiment every day to take time to do this. Believe me when I tell you this, you will be on again. We always follow up, get you guys back on.
You may be on next week at this rate.
Oh, it's been great. Keith, thank you so much. We'll get this out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on with us. Good luck the rest of the season until we get you back on here again to talk about some more fun stuff.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you guys again, man. No problem at all.
All right. Thanks. That's Keith Jones. Guys, we're going to go down in the bus leagues right after this.